start?
Yeah.
Okay. Every year, my family's world gets flipped upside down as we travel on our yearly journey to the land down under. Our travels to Australia always involve visiting relatives and seeing the sights there are to see in Australia. Having been born in Australia, I have a unique perspective on the country and am able to have an open view on change and differences that happen in my life. Traveling to Australia has been a central part of my life and has really shifted my perspective on change. My background with Australia involves my maternal side, my parents meeting in California, and the experiences I've had in Australia. My mom's parents were originally from China and then traveled to Australia where they started their new life. They had 2 children in China and then they had the other 3 when they were in Australia. My parents met in California and then traveled to Australia once my dad got a job as an architect. I only lived in Australia for 3 years, but then moved to Hawaii once my dad got a job there as an architect. However, I wouldn't have to wait long until I was back in Australia and back there also for following years. My visits to Australia always involve visiting family, exploring the city, and seeing my sister at her college. Traditionally, this would have been my family and I staying at my grandparents' house in their old brick house and eating traditional Chinese food. When we explore the city, we always go to visit the beautiful Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. And recently, my sister started going to college at the University of Sydney. It wasn't only our visits to Australia, though, that involved a lot of moving. Back home in Hawaii, I had a lot of moving from different houses once we lived there. This moving between many different places has allowed me to be really open to change in my life. When I say home, what comes to mind? For a lot of people, it's a specific place that they've lived in for a long time. Since I moved to college, my family is now spread out between California, Hawaii, and Australia and Texas. And what I've learned from this is that home isn't a specific place, but is instead the specific people that you love and enjoy hanging out with. These are just some of the many impacts that my tradition has had on my life. When I was young, if you asked me if I enjoyed all the moving I did, I would have said no. I'm sure my mom's siblings didn't enjoy the long move from China to Australia. However, it is through these experiences that I have become a more well-rounded, open-minded, and flexible person in my everyday life. Similarly to how my family's world got shifted every year, my perspective has shifted and allowed me to be more open to change and comfortable with uncertainty.